talking about in geography? Okay, globes and maps, Earth. Okay, so we're going to dive a little bit deeper into that today. Some of this, my fourth graders especially, you will know. Everybody look up here, please. Some of this you will not know. Some of it will be completely new, okay? The first thing we're going to do is I'm going to pass out this. It's a packet. It has staples in it. It is not that long. A lot of it we're going to work through together. Okay, at the very top, there's a KWL chart. We've done a KWL chart before. Does anybody remember what KWL stands for? Okay, what you already know, what you want to learn, and then we'll fill in what we learned at the very end. Okay, so I want you to put one thing you already know about maps, and then one thing you want to know about maps underneath the K section and the W section. So I'll write it up here. You have a K and a W. So you're just going to write something you know right under the K, and then something you want to know right under the W. That make sense? Are you confused, Olivia? Right here? Okay. Right here, what do you already know? You're going to put one thing you already know about maps. You know a lot about maps. One thing you want to learn right here. So here. Come up with something. It's you don't know what to do with the types. There's little columns. Yes, ma'am.
How much states is there?
Okay, so you put that on what you want to learn.
How many is it?
I'll answer that later. Okay. Make sure your name goes on the top of this. So I know who. So I know whose is whose. Okay, you guys have about 2 more minutes to answer these. Are you confused, Olivia?
No, I can't think of anything.
Okay, think of something you know about a map. It can be anything. It doesn't have to be what's on the board. I just pulled that up so I didn't have to later. Mine's awful crookedy. I would have done the same thing so you weren't too early. Hey, does everybody have something in those 2 columns?
Yes.
In those? Okay, you have about 1 minute. I know we're going to fill in the 3rd column at the end. Yeah, at the end. Okay, well, we're going to fill that at the end. Okay, you're supposed to fill in the first 2 columns. you got that? Okay, what is, everybody look up at the TV. What is this? Earth. What does this look like? A map or a globe? A globe. Okay, what's the difference in a map and a globe?
One's flat, one's round.
Okay. Which one is round or 3D? Globe. Okay, so this is all here. We can spin it around. This thing's kind of hard to move sometimes. But we're already on North America, so I'm going to zoom in to North America. Maybe. Okay. You see Alaska way up here. Canada and their provinces. You see Greenland. And we see the 50 United States, or the 50 states that make up the United States of America. Mexico. And down here we see a little bit of, of South America. Okay? So South America starts down here, right? Olivia, so how many states are in the United States? What do we decide? 50, right? The 50 United States. What does a map show us or help us understand? Direction. So where people go or where things are. Poppy?
It helps us show places and get where we need to be.
Okay, so it shows us places and it helps us get where we need to be. If I said I was going to Guatemala without looking at a map, would you know where I'm going?
No.
Okay? So by looking at this map right here, I can see we're in Montana, pretty central Montana, right? To get to Guatemala, I'm going to have to go all the way through Wyoming. Colorado's right here. Kansas, or down to probably New Mexico. And then Mexico, all the way through Mexico, way down here into Guatemala. Should I drive to Guatemala?
No.
Technically, I could.
Well, if there was a giant wall between Mexico and USA, you could.
But there's a road there. You can get through the border.
Yes, yeah, you just have to have a passport. You can.
You have to go through a border check.
You can. Even if there's water going
Yeah.
through Guatemala, because you can take like the car.
Okay. Yeah, so I could drive technically to Guatemala, but me driving from Montana to Oklahoma is 18 hours. And Oklahoma's right here, so Oklahoma's a pretty good halfway point, or even less than halfway. Less than halfway.
You travel at the speed of light.
The speed of light, yes, Caleb.
I sadly know how long it takes.
Have you driven to Mexico?
No, not to Mexico, but to Oklahoma.
Yeah, it takes a while, doesn't it?
We've been on a 6-hour trip. I was so bad.
Okay, so this trip would probably be at least 5 times as long as that. So maps show us where things are, how far apart places are, and how people move, okay? This is a little bit different because it's Google Earth, but what do we see? Okay, do we see labels for all the states?
Yeah.
So what does a label tell us?
Oh, what the state is?
What the state is or what we're looking at, right? It's not just states, it has the other, like, the countries and continents as well. Okay, what's this thing right here? Do you see my mouse?
Yeah, that's a compass rose.
A compass, okay. What does a compass tell us? Someone tell me. Okay, Tiffany, tell me what a compass means.
Direction.
What are our 4 directions? Jesse?
Northeast, southwest.
Northeast, south, and west, okay. Way down here, Olivia, do you remember what this is?
I know what it is. I can't remember the name.
Okay, does someone remember what this is? Olivia?
The scale?
The scale, okay. Then what's a landform? Someone tell me what a landform is. Do we know? Jesse?
Longitude and latitude.
Okay, not longitude and latitude, but good use of map vocabulary. So a landform, right? This is a landform, okay? The big piece of land stuck in the ocean. Okay, this is a landform. So all the way, the whole continent of North America is a landform. Even if we went over here, if I can get over there, you see these little islands?
Isn't that Hawaii?
Okay, it's Hawaii way over here in the ocean. I'm gonna try to get over there.
Wait, so Hawaii's in the middle of nowhere.
Pretty much. But it's one of our 50 states. Okay, I can't spin it the right way, but these little bitty oceans are a landform, right? It's just a smaller landform than North America.
Yeah, is Puerto Rico up there?
Yeah, those are all landforms because Puerto Rico doesn't connect.
What about Japan?
Yeah, Japan would be one too. Those are all landforms, okay? Because it's land, right?
So like, is
Maybe the football.
Okay,
Harris
So-
Island in there?
what?
Harris Island?
Is it land?
Land?
Yeah. Okay. So labels, the compass, the scale, landforms, countries and states, these all help us understand maps and what does it mean if I say the patterns that maps show us? What patterns could a map show us? Okay, we've talked about maps, but we haven't talked about different types of maps. So, we have different types of maps, and all of them have different purposes. So now we're going to look at some of our different types of maps. Okay, we talked about what a map was. Let me get this up here. Maybe. Did I hit the right button?
You made this?
Yeah. Okay, so we talked about maps. That's a pretty blurry picture of a map, but that's a map, right? We were just looking at a globe.
It looks like a really old map.
It does look like an older map, but we can still make out, what do we see? The seven what?
The 7 continents.
The seven continents, okay? We talked about that. Okay, so we were just talking about some of the map components and symbols. So there's our scale. This is actually our compass rose on this map because it's pointing north. Okay, then our legend, what does our legend tell us? Jesse?
Oh, where the like certain stuff is that like a landmark?
Okay, where the landmarks are and what the landmarks mean. Okay. So, we talked about labels, but the importance of labels is they provide us essential information about locations. What does that mean, Kelly?
Essential locations?
They provide essential information about locations. Well, do you know what the word essential means?
No, not really.
Okay, so it means really important. So let's say they provide really important information about a location.
So is it like a state capital?
Okay, a state capital could be a label, right? But the labels help us recognize names of countries, cities, and rivers quickly. So if we just looked at a map or a globe and it had no labels on it, would we be confused?
Yes.
Probably. Kind of like our map or our globes right now. If someone who didn't know what the seven continents looked at these, would they be confused?
Yes.
Probably. Maybe they'd look at some and be more confused than others. Okay, they talked about this, the compass rose and our 4 cardinal directions. North, east, south, and west. Okay, we talked about landforms. So they're physical features, or the natural physical features found on Earth. So, besides just our continents, mountains, valleys, rivers, those are all different landforms. They help us understand the landscape and geography of an area. So if someone who's never been to Montana looks at a map of Montana, what landforms are they going to see?
A lot of mountains.
Mountains, lakes. Tiffany, what else would they see?
Rivers and creeks.
Rivers and creeks. Olivia?
Very uneven land.
uneven land. Okay,
What's a plateau?
a plateau.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna talk about that more in a little bit. You can put that on what you want to know. That's a good question. Okay, do we understand what a landform is before I move on?
Yes.
Okay, now we're gonna talk about our three different types of maps. This will be all new information for you. What do you notice? I know this top one's blurry for you guys, but what do you notice about this top map compared, okay, outside of the colors, compared to the bottom map? Olivia?
They look very different between each other. The scale is different.
Okay, the scale's different, that's true. Tiffany? And they do look very different, you're right.
One shows more, the other shows less.
Okay, which one shows more?
The bottom one.
The bottom one? Okay, what do you think this is showing us right here?
North America.
It is North America. They're both of North America. The mountains. Who said mountains? Jesse and somebody else. Okay, so it's showing us the mountains. Okay, this one doesn't really show us mountains. It shows us some rivers or lakes. Either the lakes, I guess. And then we can see the lines where it shows us the rivers. And it shows us the countries. That's about it. If I zoom in on this one, if it'll let me. Oh, it won't. Yeah, there we go. We can see it better. We see the different landscape. So does this all look more like mountains now?
Yeah.
We see all the different rivers, okay? If we go over here, what do we notice about this side of the United States?
The Rocky Mountains.
Okay, there's some other mountains, okay?
Oh.
The Appalachian Mountains, yes. But what do we notice right here, where my mouse is?
The Great Lakes.
The Great Lakes, the rivers,
The
but,
Mississippi
okay,
River.
hold on, the Mississippi River is there. Do we notice how flat it is compared to over here?
Yeah.
Okay, so these are two different types of maps. Okay, the first type of map we're going to look at is called a political map. Everybody say political.
Political.
Okay, so political map shows us boundaries and governance. Okay, governance. That just means it shows, this is just of the United States, but it just shows the human-made boundaries.
I just spelled Canada with the
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask.
I don't know. It should not be that
I
way.
just spelled Mexico with
They spell
the
Mexico wrong too. Okay,
Yeah,
I just
hold
looked at the picture. Okay, hold on.
Mexico.
Hold on. Okay, some stuff is spelled wrong on this. I'm glad you noticed that. I did not notice that. Okay, political maps highlight human-made boundaries such as countries, states, and cities, or territorial boundaries in major urban areas. Okay, that helps us understand the government. How does that help us understand the government? How would this map help us understand the government of the United States?
I don't know, because you're back at the first one.
Oh, you're right. I'm
They also
missing
have
one.
the Pacific Ocean
Okay.
wrong.
I know stuff is spelled wrong. I don't.
California wrong.
Okay, we're gonna move on from how stuff is spelled. That is my fault. I obviously didn't look very closely at this map. But this shows me that all of these different states have different borders, right?
Yeah.
And technically, does every state of the United States, the 50 states, have their own form of government within the state?
Yes.
Right? We have a governor, correct?
Yeah.
Who's our governor's name? From Montana,
Tim Sheehy?
I
I
believe.
thought he was our senator.
Yeah, he's our senator.
Okay, I'll have to look that up. I just moved here. I don't know. I can tell you the governor of Oklahoma, but I will look that up after this and tell you who our governor is. Right? But we have our senators. We have our representatives. Okay. We all 50 states have their own smaller government, and then we have the government of the United States, which is our president.
Guam is still not technically a state, but it does not have a government.
It is not a state.
But
Oh,
it's
it is also
still
spelled
owned
wrong.
by the United States.
It is owned.
What's owned?
Okay. Hold on. Let's look like mountains, rivers, valleys. Okay,
The Great Lakes.
the Great Lakes. So they use color gradients and shading to represent elevation. Okay, so that's why the colors are different. You would use a physical map more often in like geography and social studies. Okay, if I wanted to go on a hike, I would use a physical map, not a political map. Okay, so what's the difference in a physical map and a political map? Tyler?
Physical maps that show mountains and stuff.
Physical maps show mountains and stuff. What does a political map show us? Someone besides Kyla, what does a political map show us?
States and countries.
States and countries. Okay, Mason, I'll get you next. Okay. This is our last one that we're going to look at today. This one's blurry too. Cultural maps shows human activities and cultural characteristics. Okay? So, you zoom in on this. This is the different, quote-unquote, cultural sections of the United States. So we have the Great Plains, okay? This map is telling us that a lot of the Great Plains has the same culture, okay? As the Great Basin, which is a culture in itself, okay? The Northeast has its own culture, so what it's saying is if we went to New York, their culture would be pretty different than if we were up here in Montana, right?
Oh, so the plains is next, like, where? The plains?
Yeah, it's saying Montana's part of the plains, okay? Then Southeast has a different culture, the Northeast and the plains, and the Northwest coast, right? So that's how it's splitting us up culture-wise. So that's what a cultural map tells us. They also can show us population. They can show us where people are moving to at a higher rate. So if we looked at a cultural map of Montana, there's a lot of people moving into Montana right now, right?
Why?
Okay, have you heard that there's a lot of people moving into Montana?
Yes.
No.
Okay. Montana is one of the fastest growing states in the United States right now in terms of population.
So we found them like in the NFL team?
I cannot answer that.
Where did we?
But do you know what city they're moving into the fastest?
Billings.
Not Billings.
Great Falls. Bozeman.
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 Yeah,
Bozeman. Everywhere is growing rapidly. Bozeman, okay, Peyton grew up in Bozeman. They moved to Bozeman when Peyton was 2. And there was less than 20,000 people that lived in the Bozeman area when Peyton lived there. When they moved there.
People.
It's a lot of people, but the whole area. So that's Bozeman, Belgrade, like all of those right there. Okay.
No, that seems like.
I mean, I don't blame them. There's a beautiful.
It is very pretty, but now I don't know the population now, but that's why they left. Was because they lived in the country when they moved there, and now their house that they lived in is in the middle of town because the city has grown around them so much. Okay. So, but a map would show us that. It would show us, if we looked at a map of Montana, it would show us how the population in the cities like Missoula and Billings and Bozeman is growing way faster than it typically has been in the past, or we're not seeing a whole lot of movement into Grass Range, right?
That's not what I ever heard about Grass Range.
I moved here.
Well, yeah, your husband's also.
Okay.
Lives down ask where Grass Range is.
I know.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, Olivia, hold on, it's Olivia's turn.
My auntie Laura lives in Bozeman.
Bozeman is very pretty.
Yeah.
It's very expensive though,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of people there.
My auntie Laura lives next to the hot springs, so every time we come there, we go to the hot springs.
Okay, we're going to do a little sorting activity. You're just going to stay in your groups. Okay. Actually, I want you to answer question number 1, 2, and 3 on part 2 of your little worksheet. Go ahead and answer question 1, 2, and 3. So it's about, it says part 2, types of maps. Okay? Go ahead and answer. You just circle which map that matches with. If you need help, raise your hand. What do you not know? Okay, map that shows countries, states, and cities. Okay, don't look at these yet. Just answer this. So it's asking for the definition. So is it a map that shows countries, states, and cities, political, physical, or cultural? Map that shows languages, culture, customs, and where groups of people live. Okay. Okay. Number 2. And number 1, copy. Okay, this is all you're doing first. Okay, you need to look at number 1 and number 2. Yeah, on this one. And then we're about to do. No, not yet. Okay. Okay, if all 3 of you at your group are done with your map or 2, I want you to sort these. Okay? Some of them got a little messed up. So, try your best. It might be kind of hard. You're going to sort these into political, physical, and cultural maps. Okay? We're almost done, I promise. Political, physical, and cultural maps. Okay? If you need help, let me help you. It is kind of hard and we haven't looked at these. Right? Okay, what did you say this was? Okay. Which one did you say this one was?
That was cultural. This one's political.
Yeah, you're right.
And then, yes, this one, I can't tell what this one is.
Okay, you see the mountain ranges? Yeah, the different colors. What would you count that as? What shows us the mountain? Which side? Physical or political? Yeah. That one can go with either one.
That one I'm guessing is probably political.
You guys done? Okay, are you guys sorting your maps? Okay, get that in your desk. Put it in your desk. Okay, well it shouldn't be out anyways. Put it in your desk.
And I'm guessing this one probably.
Okay, have you guys sorted your maps?
All these ones.
Okay, give me just a second.
Okay.
Okay, what are these? Political, what are those?
Physical.
Okay, what are those?
Cultural.
Good job. You guys had checked your
They're literally just straight of blood rush.
Those pins. Oh, wait,
part 3 for now. It says match each vocabulary word to its definition. So you have A, B, C, and D. And then on your back, you have 4 definitions. And on your little blank line, I want you to write A, B, C, or D.
Match the definition with the vocabulary word, but there's no definition.
So you can put A, B, C, and D in these books. Yes,
Are the purpose rows?
so you're going to put the letter, the corresponding letter, in this blank. Okay? Can you see it now? Okay, let's turn our voices off for this. I'm going to set a timer for 4 minutes. Okay, Dave. Nope, you're just doing part, what part is this, 3? You're just doing part 3. You have 4 minutes. That should be plenty of time. There's a timer on the board, okay? Or do you want to go in the hall? Here, I will take these. Do you have water in here in the hall? Can you wait until we're done? We'll go. Okay? I know, but we're going to talk about this. When you're done, put your hands on your head. Okay, you can take it off. Okay, are you done, Olivia? Okay. 4 minutes was way too long. Okay, because of time, this is the last thing we're going to do today with these packets. Okay? Your bottom section, which is what we're not going to do right now because of time, but we will get to it later. You're going to look at Google Earth on your Chromebooks and mess with it and then write some about it. But the very last thing I want you to do today, this is kind of going to be our exit ticket because of time, but you're going to write 3 to 4 sentences about or describing a map you saw today. You have to use 3 vocabulary words.
On what?
Okay, so compass rose, these are 4 vocabulary words. Compass rose, scale, continent, region. Okay, but political, physical, and cultural are also vocabulary words. So I want you to write 3 to 4 sentences, so less than a paragraph, about maps and about what you saw today, and use at least 3 vocabulary words. I want you to circle the vocabulary words you write. Okay? Don't turn your paper in. We're going to keep it. I'm going to give you. You think we can do this in 10 minutes?
Yeah.
No. I can't.
Okay. I will give you 12 minutes. I think that is plenty of time.
What if we don't finish? What is
3 sentences.
time we left school?
No.
Oh, come on.
We're getting there. Okay, it's Thursday. That means we get to go home. Your timer is started. Yes. No, you're writing 3 to 4 sentences about a map, and you need to use. Would it be helpful for me to write the vocabulary words on the board
Yes.
so you don't have to flip back and forth?
You have to write
Okay.
On
Yes.
part 9, you have to write about the map. Where's that?
4 right now.
And then you use,
Yes.
you have to
Okay.
use, how much?
Okay. I got it. 3 to 4 sentences. Huh? No, right here in this blank. That's okay. 3 to 4 sentences about maps using 3 vocabulary words.
Oh, I thought it was in the
Why don't you just tell me, you can tell me what these 3 words mean, okay? No, you're writing it right here in the blank under part 4. Okay, there's that blank area, that's where you're writing. I know. Don't worry about it, you're doing part 4. Okay, don't write on part 7, write on part 4. Okay, I'll write the vocabulary words on the board real fast. Jesse, right. I can hear you.
What?
Jesse. Yes, Peyton. Okay, you're just doing part 4 right now, and then we are going to move on because of time. We will finish this later. Okay, so you're doing part 4 right now. What are you doing to the vocab words you use in your 3 to 4 sentences? Circling or underlining them?